Mr. No Baggage here. I wanted to do a quick video. Not sure how long it's going to be. So for the last 4 years, I'll say, I've been going through, I wanted to use the word transition, but that could be used so many different ways. So I wanted to use it a different way. Or I wanted to use a different word. I've been going through a life change or a shift in my life. Over the last 4 years, I didn't quite understand it. There were certain people that I was disconnecting from and certain things that were being shown to me that there's more for your life than this. You deserve better, but you want to allow better into your life. What is it that you need to let go? I didn't quite comprehend it. So, I kind of still kept doing certain things that I've always done, partying and different things of that nature. Not to say that I don't go out now, but it's a tad bit different. About 4 years ago, there was a time period where I took a step back. And a lot of times, I just looked at my life and where everything was and just wasn't happy with where I was. So I took a step back and stopped talking to a lot of the people that I was talking to, whether they were females, whether they were just friends. I mean, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be anything romantic. It could just be buddies I'm hanging out with, females, partners, whatever the case may be, because I wasn't, into anything like that, but I just found myself backing away from people that I thought weren't good for me. And I thought, oh, okay, I'm going into a new year and everything's going to be better. My life is changing. But it wasn't quite there yet. Because sometimes you're in the beginning stages and you think something is over just because a couple things change. Well, certain things started to change, but it wasn't quite there yet. It's not quite like today. I let those people, things go, but I kept returning to them, whether it's the same friends that may be good or bad for me. Same scenarios, same bars. And then about 2.5 years ago, obviously with the pandemic, I really started to release and realize that I deserved and needed to do better for my life. And now, 8 years ago, obviously I was much younger. I was more of in a toxic frame, and I was more in a toxic mindset of, and it wasn't good energy because I allowed toxicity, and I was around a lot of toxicity, and in my own way, I created a lot of toxicity, and I'll own up to that. But as I started looking at life, and as I became older, I realized that the toxicity was not needed. So within the last 2.5 years, going on 3, I constantly kept seeing myself take a step back and realizing that some people never mature, and you're taking major steps ahead in your life at a young age. You're making a transition from being a boy to a man. Because no matter what your age is, some people never grow up. There are people out here 50 years old still acting like they're 20, 13, because they never healed. And there were a lot of wounds that I had that I really just realized over the last 2 to 3 years. And the reason why I didn't realize that, because I would numb it with alcohol, I would numb it with women, I would just go party. I never thought about it. I would use work. I would go to work and be fairly successful for my age and my, and for any age, but really financially pretty decent over the last few years, but not where I want to be. So I say all this to say, it doesn't matter what you have done, the mistakes you've made. Over the last 2 years, I've realized that everything I've been through was a direct result of my actions. And I take accountability for that. I own everything that has ever happened to my life, regardless of whoever's fault. There may have been from childhood up until now, because what I realized is in that 20 to 25, 19 to probably 25 age group, what I should have done was continue being successful, date it if I choose to, but take that time period to focus on growth and healing things that I didn't even know was impacting me. Because sometimes, specifically as men, we don't think that our childhood impacts us. We don't think the relationships we had and things that we experience impact us, but subconsciously it does. And I didn't realize that at the time. I just kept moving on. So the people that are brought into your life, you may see them as toxic. You may see them as bad people, but they're a reflection of what's inside of you. That's why I take ownership of it. And I've saw that over the last 4 years, specifically, and definitely within the last 2 years. And I'm thankful for those people more than they would ever know, because what it showed me was, one, I needed to get over something, to heal something within me so that I can attract better, so that I can put better out. The toxic stuff for me now is not attractive. That is not attractive. As it shouldn't be. I shouldn't be the same at my age now that I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I shouldn't be the same at my age now that I will be in 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years, because life experiences and growth is going to develop. That's what's supposed to happen. If you feel like you need help, go get help. If you feel like you're in a toxic relationship or you're toxic, you get help. Get away from it. But to get back on, to finish this up a little bit here. So now I realize that once you start healing your Lego wounds and different things of that nature, then you're able to let things go, let people go, and not need to always be on the scene. Not always need to be clinging on to other people. Always need someone else. You don't need anybody. All you need is you. Anybody else, now I'm still going to go out with people. I'm still going to party. I'm still going to be with family. I'm still going to, enjoy my relationships. But I don't need it. That's a wound. That's something empty in there. I can spend time alone on a weekend. I can spend a night at home alone and be at peace with myself. So if someone comes along, they're not coming in trying to fill an empty hole. I don't have to keep going and keep digging for and reaching for something more that's never there from a wound. And I realize that. And you attract better. The better you are, the better you attract. So I say all this to say is, it doesn't matter how long it's been. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what you've been through. Let it go. Take accountability. Do not play a victim. Own your mistakes. They were lessons. And now you're becoming a blessing. If you liked it, like it. If you don't like it. I hope it blesses somebody. 2023 is about me. Mr. No Baggage, No Bags Out.